So I was supposed to be making a deck tech that would go out tomorrow, and you know what? I probably still am going to do that, but we should probably talk about this. Hey, a new set has been announced. Yes, we have just gotten the release of Bright Lights. Yes, and here's a box of Bright Lights sitting next to my desk. We've just gotten the release of Bright Lights, but there will be, in 3-ish, maybe 3+ months, a new set. And on their horizon is Heavy Hitters. It is a pirate theme. No, it's not a pirate themed set. What if it were a pirate themed set? That would be amazing. That'd be so cool. But instead, it's a Colosseum themed set. Brute-esque, probably. Brute? I mean, it's hinted at as being a Brute set all the way throughout. But check this out. The smell hits you first. Blood, sweat, steel. Feral crowds roar loud as the thumping in your chest. You step into the arena. Hot sand billowing at your feet, which means you can play Dromai if you choose to. I mean, there you go. Drinks are poured, wagers are made, weapons are drawn. Gold and glory is yours for the taking. See, I mean, there's going to be merchants because gold is in it. If you survive the death match. Now, looking at this picture, it doesn't look like all brutes, but I guess brutes could wear different colors and things like that. So, I mean, it could be like a mixture of classes, but in any case, this set will be releasing alongside of one of the coolest ever events that could possibly take place in the world of Flesh and Blood, and that is the calling in the town that started it all, along with something called the Celebrational. So let's break down this entire announcement and kind of go through it together, shall we? So first things first, journey to the birthplace of Flesh and Blood to engage in the bloodiest battle Wraith has ever seen. Into the ring with the world premiere of Heavy Hitters at Calling Queenstown. So that's a new calling they've just announced in New Zealand, and it is from January 19th to the 21st of 2024. So it is third week or so of January, which is kind of cool. It's back-to-back brutality all weekend long at the Queenstown Event Center as the world's deadliest combatants clash for the coveted title of champion. This first chance for players to get their hands on Heavy Hitters, which will then hit shelves on February 2nd. Okay, so we have a worldwide release of February 2nd, so you have some time. For those of you that are worried about how the fact that Bright Lights just came out, how am I going to keep up? Just keep this in mind. It just became October. Like we're not a third of the way through, or I guess maybe we're about a third of the way through October. It's the 11th day of October, and then you have November, December, and January. So you still have 3 months plus a little bit before this set actually releases fully, but you're going to get your hands on it early if you go to the Calling Queenstown all the way in New Zealand, where the game was created, because they're going to run a calling, and the calling format is this set, which is so funny. But if the Colosseum Carnage wasn't enough, we are raising a mug to salute the entire Flesh and Blood community. I salute you. I had this mug from this morning when I was working on the deck that I'm going to show tomorrow. Flesh and Blood community with a once-in-a-lifetime celebrational. So if you didn't know, Flesh and Blood is turning 5 next year. Once next year rolls around, October, technically 11th. So technically today, October 11th, 2024, next year, Flesh and Blood will turn 5. Today it turned 4, believe it or not. Today is the actual birthday of Flesh and Blood, if I upload this video tonight. And next year it will turn 5. But in celebrating that, they're going to be holding a celebrational featuring your favorite fab faces from all over the globe. We call upon you all to join us in New Zealand in the Flesh and Blood for glorious great games and smashing good times, which is smashing good time. That's pretty topical right now because I was playing a lot of mech recently, and I played against a brute, and they played 2 smashing good times against me, but I blocked. Problem solved. Way go us. Yes, it was fantastic. Throw yourself into the ring head first on Friday with the world premiere of Heavy Hitters. So Friday is going to be like a premiere event, it would sound like, which means you get to crack into the new set. I would imagine like spoilers would come out right before that to some degree, and then you just get your hands on it. Previous like world premieres did the exact same thing. Spoilers kind of wrapped up, and then world premieres started around the world, most notably with Uprising. The real deathmatch begins on Saturday with The Calling, as they throw hands in a savage Heavy Hitters sealed deck calling. So the format is sealed deck in day 1. Day 2 is draft. There it is. Day 1 sealed, day 2 draft. but only one will rise above the rest and be crowned champion, seizing the victor's share of $20,000, which is super cool. And then if you are like, yeah, I just want to keep playing on Sunday, you could do a team sealed battle hardened. So you get to play the set again and you do sealed with your team, which is cool. Team events are fun. And so you get to play with your friends in the flesh and blood at this event with all the chances for this brand new set. How cool is that? Now let's talk about the celebrational, because I didn't read this part down here. Every single one of you brings something different to the table. To show how proud we are of our community and to acknowledge Flesh and Blood entering its 5th year, there it is, we are hosting a special celebrational. We've put together a truly exceptional guest list of esteemed fab celebrities and local community superstars who will join us in Queenstown in honor of the countless ways people contribute and bring amazing energy into the international Flesh and Blood family. That is super cool. The celebration will take place from January 17th to 18th, right before the world premiere, of course, that we talked about. And they will live stream it. Ooh, that's going to be fun. Okay, and then we will announce the 2024 celebrational guest list at World Championship Barcelona. Oh, okay, during the player reception. I am going to Barcelona. I bought myself and my wife tickets to go to Barcelona, and I currently am arriving like a few hours before that player reception. So I'm hoping that I get to go to that player's reception, and because I bought tickets for it. So, I mean, it'll be the first time I get to actually go to a player reception, which is kind of cool. Nevertheless, they're going to announce, looks like the guest list, or yeah, the guest list for that event, the celebrational event, which is super cool. Start booking flights and accommodations and join us in New Zealand to meet heroes of the community in the Flesh and Blood. And look, they even have top 10 things to do in Queenstown. How fun is that? As far as the event is concerned, if you were curious, that is exactly what we talked about. On Friday, there's the world premiere, and then there's a super armory, and then just normal public events on Friday. Saturday, sealed deck day 1, and then of course side events. Sunday, not sealed deck. It's calling day 2. They mentioned that it was booster draft. So top 8 goes into booster draft as well. And then team sealed for the battle hardened. So for anyone that goes on Saturday and it doesn't go well in sealed, you get to play in the team sealed. So, I mean, that might be a kind of a nice little consolation prize, because all team events are super fun. But it looks like it's gonna be pretty big and pretty cool. Similar thing that they're talking about down here as far as the the ideas and like the overall things that you can do and the just particulars of the event. They've got the calling graphic, same thing, particulars of the event. You can look at this entire thing, by the way, by going to the exact little place that I clicked. But all of this is broken down on the website for what they're allowing. Look, they've got 128 teams that you can do. This is almost like a pseudo worlds in and of itself, which is really cool. It feels like, based on everything that they're doing, I mean, it's definitely a calling, right? Because it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event, but with the main event being on Saturday, Sunday. But it feels like, I don't know, maybe it's just because they're calling like all these other things like celebrational. It feels like a celebration, but that's kind of what the callings are in the first place. Also, take a look at the key art for heavy hitters. I'm using it as the background, but again, this feels like, if you're thinking about like specifically, see like that right there, I don't know, man. If you're thinking about just like the Savage Lands, like Brutes and things like that, this doesn't necessarily scream Brutes, but we've already had Brute cards that have hinted towards like the death match, the battle royale, if you will, and the fighting in the Colosseum. So this is clearly going to give us some cool like Brute stuff to go on, but really they could fit any other class into this, like some warrior stuff. We could get some warrior stuff in this, which makes like total sense. I don't know if we would get like a wizard or anything like that. I feel like this is like all about bloody combat, and it's all about the straight up big hitters, right? Heavy hitters of the game. So like your Brutes, your warriors, maybe your guardians if they want to like put some guardian stuff out there. Heck, it honestly it's generic enough from a like theming standpoint that you could just do like a pseudo expansion set, but I don't think they're going to do that because this is very heavily going to be drafted and played in sealed. So that tells me that that set is going to be finely tuned for both draft and sealed, and therefore, even if it's going to be multiple different like classes within the same set, it is going to be all doing similar things. That's my opinion. Now, whether that actually comes to pass or not, that will be an interesting thing. But I would imagine that they're all doing like the old-fashioned combat damage. I hit you, you hit me, like year one flesh and blood stuff, where everyone's just throwing haymakers and trying to block efficiently, like old school fab kind of stuff. So that is quite exciting to me, because that was obviously when I started playing the game back in the first day it released, and it was really, really fun. It was very technical. It felt very down to the wire, and you really got that quintessential, like, I have nothing left, I'm just throwing mad haymakers at you, trying to finish you off. Also, check out this cool border. It's very Brute-esque, but it's also got like these little circly shields. I don't know, it could be Guardian, Warrior, Brute. What else could fit in this? Let me know in a comment below. What else fits in this class, in this set? What other class fits in this possible set? Guardian, Warrior, Brute. Did they do a fourth one, or did they just leave it at 3 or 2? Or is it just like a single set, again, just Brutes? I don't think they're going to do a single set so soon after Bright Lights, but let me know in a comment below what you think. And if you're excited to watch this calling, or if you plan on trying to travel to the birthplace of Flesh and Blood, let me know that as well. And then make that number go up right there. Look how close it is. It's almost there. As always, thanks for watching.